So here's the workflow. Here's how the flow works. And I shared this with you on the whiteboard, but just in case, I like to reiterate these things and just to make sure my team and you guys are getting it all, right? I want you guys to make sure you understand it. So broad-based questions, pointed questions, direct questions. That's kind of the path, right? Broad, pointed, direct. And we realize if we go straight direct too fast, people freak out and they're like, wow, that guy's weird. He's got this cool juice, but I'm not going to drink it. Or, oh my gosh, that looks like a great investment opportunity, but I'm not going to do it because the guy's like right in my face. So we have to pull back a little bit and follow this track line and let them come to you. Like they will start asking more questions themselves. The more you abstain from telling and spending more time asking about their situation, it'll work really well. So here's what this looks like. So what you typically are doing is you want to go from broad-based to pointed, right? But what ends up happening is if we go too pointed too quickly in your questioning, you're never going to get to the direct, right? So if we go broad-based, pointed, direct. This would be a person who's like totally open, maybe somebody you know, they're super excited to talk to you and you're like, yeah, right? This is it. Like that would be the genius part about this. And you can go right to inviting them to come to an event, to watch your webinar, to come to a home meeting if you guys do that. Whatever it is, to move forward with you. Now, what if they don't, right? You have to lay down. What if they're not able to? Like what if it goes broad-based and they say something that brings you back up to broad-based, right? You go for a pointed question, and they kind of shirk the answer. They don't really give you a more pointed answer to what you're asking. What do? Well, you come right back up to broad-based. You ask another broad-based question because maybe you asked the wrong broad-based question. Maybe it's not the right one that that they're after. So this can take a little bit of a practice, and I would suggest if you have team members you're around or a family member that you can practice with, or your upline or your downline, practice these types of questions in these modes, and what's going to happen is you're going to find that you're going to come around and become a whole lot better in gathering information, and you're going to find a lot better prospects, and they're going to love you for it. They're really going to want to join working with you because you care, right? They're going to feel it, they're going to see it, and they're going to hear you asking questions that maybe no one has ever really asked them. So then what do, right? You ask the broad-based questions, comes right down to pointed. To pointed, you go right to the direct, right? From pointed, you go to the direct. And what happens if you hit the target too fast? Well, you're going to have to go right back to the pointed. Sometimes you may have to even go back up to the broad-based question if you kind of hurt that relationship as you're building. And this all happens in like an 8-minute period of time, in like your initial phone calls, your initial meetings. When you're sitting down with somebody, you've built some rapport already. This could happen too in a 20-minute, 30-minute conversation as you're taking them through the process of enrolling with you. But then again, you go from pointed back down to direct, and typically at that point, you're able to move forward into your business and invite. Here's what you want to avoid: is the friend zone. You don't want to get in the friend zone. Like, you got kids, they got kids. You may not have kids, they may not have kids. You might be around the same age, could have gone to the same schools, know the same people. The less you spend time, the less time you spend on your product and agenda, the more time you're being put into the friend zone. And disrespected, really, is what it is. In order to become respected, stay on the agenda. The reason why you reached out is for your thing, right? And they get that. They know that. I mean, just be forward with them. Especially if they're in your warm market. But this is more importantly too for people that are not in your warm market. We're not trying to make them become your best friend. Becoming your best friend isn't going to get them to buy from you. If they do end up buying from you, then they're going to become that person who's always all over you all the time, begging you for support and help, and it's not working, and you're going to hear all the complaints. Look, you want to be there as a mentor for people, but you don't have to be their trash bin either, right? You don't have to be the reason why they're not succeeding. And so avoid the friend zone at all cost. A great movie reference to this is Just Friends, if you want to watch the movie. If you're into that kind of thing. I love movies, but good show. So what you want to do is make it look like this. Your line of questioning is going to be a bit more coming back to your agenda. Like I said, back and forth from broad-based to pointed, to broad-based to pointed, to pointed to direct, direct to pointed, and then finally down to a direct question where you get the direct answer and you understand the need, you understand the desire, and you can actually utilize that and leverage them moving forward and helping them to become more successful and getting them out of their own way. This isn't to manipulate, okay? Just not to manipulate. What this is to help them get out of their own way, to make the right choice for themselves, and typically that's into your thing, right? Into your thing. You're offering a great thing. So here you go. Always take good notes, and that's so important to take good notes. It's ultimately, comes down to you having to either remember every conversation exactly how it went. We all know how that goes, or you taking great notes so that you can be a professional. You can literally get to where you want to be on your calls. When you sit down with somebody, you may not be able to take notes while you're sitting there face to face just having a conversation at the coffee shop or the donut shop, wherever you guys shop, right? Wherever you guys are going to be meeting, just in maybe a mixer or something. But when you do it, when you are done with that conversation, take a minute. As you end that conversation, take a minute to jot some things down. You can use any note taking program on your cell phone, and note and jot those things down. That will help you remember that conversation and the needs and the desires and things that the person's want, so you can help get them to where you want them is feeling as good as you do by your thing. So last but not least here, this is by Thomas G. Plant, PhD. He said this is from Psychology Today, and you can look this up. Is whenever someone tells you what to do and how to do it, we respond with a defensive defiance because we want to maximize our personal freedom and decision making. I mean, do you find that true? I do. Like, if anyone ever tells me what to do, I'm like, hold on, right? I kind of say it like this. Ask the questions that allow your clients to get out of their own way by realizing you hold the solutions without telling them. Then they will chase you. And that's how it works, guys. It is very simple to get to where you want to be if you ask the right questions. And then you're prepared to iterate, right? You're prepared to go out there and tell them what you've been holding back the whole time. The rocket ship that you're on, you want to take them with you. So anyways, I hope that was a great lesson. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. And I'm going to try to drop a couple more of these little lessons in here. And if they're doing well, let me know. Like, if you want more, we can put more in here. If you want to continue working on your skills here, your sales skills, your closing skills, your high-ticket sales skills this way, let us know. Let Steven know. Let me know. Stay involved in this group and in the private group that he's got developed here. Again, John Ferguson signing out. Have a great day.